I've always been a dreamer, but I ain't asleep no more. My music's my redeemer, I'm a traveling troubadour. Yeah, just running to the next town, sing on in the ball light. Guitar lays my heart down, I'm leaving in the moonlight. I don't want no more than a troubadour.
Something in the water taught me how to crawl. Something in the water taught me how to fall. Something in my
Hey everybody, welcome to Something in the Water. Good to see you, good to have you. I'm Uncle Dave Griffin along with Sean Clark.
We're here with our special guest, Mr. Rambler Kane from Jacksonville, Florida.
Thanks for having me.
Mm-hmm.
Good to have you, brother. Rambler is an interesting moniker. Is that your real name or nickname, or is it?
Excuse me, not my real name. My real name's Pat, but I decided to use a stage name real early on, like kind of when I started doing open mics and stuff. I didn't wanted to have some separation between me and the songs. So
It's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, appreciate it.
It's a good one. It invokes, like traveling Jack Kerouac or rambling man, or I'm a rambler. It evokes old folk and
Yeah. I didn't have
that music.
that much thought or intention with it,
Yeah.
but the more I've like thought about it or been asked about it, it's there's a lot of songs that use that word. There's some artists that use that word in their stage name, like Ramblin' Jack Elliott.
There you go. That was it. That's it.
But yeah, Townes uses that word in like 4 or 5 different songs. So yeah, I feel like
That was
it
good.
ended up fitting, hopefully.
In honor of you, I got my rambling hat on.
I see that. I appreciate it. I'm very honored. It's a cool hat.
Rambling.
Seaver.
It's a 2 syllable word.
Yes, sir.
And old Nat King Cole had a 1961 or 2 hit with Rambling Rose.
Rambling Rose.
Mm-hmm. And he paused in it somewhere and he said, while you're rambling. It's like rambling,
Yeah.
not rambling.
So I came across you on Instagram, I believe. It was either Facebook or Instagram. And I was like, anytime I see somebody, I'll check them out. And I instantly liked it. And
Oh, thank you.
I don't remember what it was. I think it was a video of you playing somewhere, and I watched a few of those, and then I went to your Spotify and checked out a bunch of songs, and I think I listened to everything you had on there twice, sitting there, and I think that's when I messaged you.
Thank you. I
But
appreciate
yeah,
it.
it's good stuff. And
Thank you
the
so
thing
much.
that stood out to me was the songwriting and the playing. I mean, you can finger pick like crazy, can't you?
I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing. It's fun though.
Oh, that's
I know
good, man.
So you mentioned you came up with the name for the open mics. How long ago was that you first started out open micing?
Open mics, I think I was 27 or 28. I'm 31 now. So
About
it's been a few years.
3 or 4 years, yeah.
And then my first gig was October 2020. So like 2.5 years of gigging.
Dang, man.
Yeah,
You're fresh.
Yeah.
It's been fun. It took me a long time I still have like real bad stage fright. I get anxious a lot. But
that goes for all of us, yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm learning is
Still,
everybody
you
goes
know.
through it. You just gotta
You get better at dealing with it, but it don't go away.
Yeah.
You're like, where's that feeling again?
Right. It took me so long that I feel like I'm making up for lost time in some respects. Like I'm getting out and playing as much as I can just because it's so much fun. But yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. Well, Sean immediately texted me and Justin and said, check this guy out. I think he'd be a good guest on here. And so we went down that hole too, just like he did, just listen to your stuff. You got some, it seems to be along the kind of folky.
Yeah.
That you're following that old folk trail. You're
Townes Van Zandt, Bob Dylan.
You got some, I know we were speaking in the kitchen there before the recording that, and you said you got a Townes Van Zandt book that you're fixing to pop open.
Yeah. A dear friend of mine gave me the book yesterday. So
wow.
I've got it in the backseat of my car. I'm planning on starting it tonight.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
But yeah, he's definitely up there for me. So
Have you seen the documentary Be Here to Love Me?
I haven't yet.
That's a good one.
I've seen
to put
Heartworn
down
Highways,
on
but I
your
haven't seen Be Here to Love Me.
Yeah.
So I'd like to.
Be Here to Love Me is Heartworn Highways was more about several.
Yeah.
Right?
A bunch of them, but
Yeah.
Townes
And,
was in it for sure.
Townes was in it.
And
but
those,
this one
a
was
lot
in
of
it.
those high points of Townes are in that Be Here to Love Me too.
Gotcha.
I had that on DVD, but I loaned it to somebody years ago. It's super good. though.
Must be that good. You never
It's
got it
good.
back.
Yeah. Actually, I loaned it to a girl. I won't say her name, but I was like, "So, what'd you think?" What? Like she didn't remember me giving it to her. Didn't know where it was. Had no intentions of trying to find it. Whatever.
Yeah.
I should have bought another one by now.
Well, either I have read a book on him, or maybe it was picked up through the documentary stuff. But there was a section that always stands out in my head of when he was younger man on a hotel balcony or something.
Yeah,
He kept
that was
leaning over further and further just to get
He
in
was-
his head the feeling of what it would be like to
where you're almost falling, and you
almost
catch
fall
yourself.
and
And he
catch
just like he
yourself.
liked that feeling.
Yeah.
And he's like 3 floors up on a balcony at a
And he went
college party,
went a little too far.
and
Yeah.
he landed flat on his back and just was laughing. I'm like- and after that, his rich parents took him to the, doctor, we don't know what to do, and they were like shock therapy.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you got insulin shock therapy, which they no longer use. But it kind of, excuse me, like erased part of his long-term memory.
Mhm.
So,
Didn't know who his mother was when.
right. So from then on, he's always, or I say he's always, he
Now,
dealt
didn't-
with a lot of,
Mhm.
I guess the word now is trauma for that,
Mhm.
of going through that experience and then also losing a lot of his memory. Like he didn't,
Mm-hmm. Wasn't he already a writer before that?
I believe so.
I believe at
yeah.
least a poet or something.
Yeah, he wrote poetry in high school.
Yeah.
Um,
And
I
I
think
remember
he
him
wrote-
saying, like, I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to get back to that, But damn if he didn't.
in the documentary, he says he just got married, so this had to be right after college, I guess. But claims that the first song he wrote, he went and sat in his closet and wrote "Waiting Around to Die." But Townes is full of shit.
That's part of the legend of him,
Yeah,
right?
but
You know?
and I love that about him too. But I just wonder, like, could that have been your first song?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's pretty
First song after the shock treatment
a first song
or first song ever?
that he was listening to a bunch of Bob Dylan.
Well, I
or
wonder if
something.
they explained to him prior to the shock treatment that said you're liable to not be able to remember anything. You're liable to have to relearn
I'm sure they didn't even have the science behind it. They were just like,
Yeah,
let's
and
do this. We can't get him that right. Do this.
What's your state of mind
Yeah.
when you're receiving
They
shock therapy?
I think they just wanted them to stop acting crazy, and that was their whole goal.
Yeah.
So he wasn't actually shocked. It was insulin.
I don't know the details of the therapy. I just know that
It didn't really go into
the method that they used back then was Houston in the late 60s or early 70s whenever he received it. And they don't do that anywhere anymore, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I think it was insulin. Yeah.
When did you?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, when did you first start writing? A couple of years ago.
Songwriting, I've been writing songs a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
I started messing
you've
around.
only just been playing out a couple of years,
Right. So I was always too scared kind of to play in front of people. I played some in high school with a couple buddies. We did like talent shows.
Yeah.
But as far as like me diving in on the acoustic guitar and like really writing songs, that's probably 25, 26. So 5 or 6 years.
Cool.
Yeah. How about y'all?
I've been writing since about 73. About 50 years. Was my first songwriting endeavor was about 73.
Yeah.
I was 20.
When I first got my, I mean, I always tried to write from the beginning. That's all I cared about doing, but
Right.
I didn't write anything good for years. But so I guess I started trying to write at 15, and was playing in clubs and stuff by 18.
Yes. So I was a late bloomer. I didn't pick up the guitar till 18. And it just fell into place after that. But, we get people on here, and everybody's, got a little bit of a different story to tell, but yet they all seem to be the same.
Yeah, right.
When you get to a certain point,
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things I like most about music, honestly. Is like the people I get to meet, the people I talk to, similar experiences, like realizing how much other people deal with stage fright. It's not just me,
Yeah.
Those sort of things.
I always heard if you picture the audience naked, that's a good way to.
I forget the words of the song when I do that.
Depends on the bar, I guess.
Yes, it does.
Or the laugh or cry.
They probably tell that to preachers when they're first starting out. Picture your congregation naked. You won't have any problem. What about?
Till you start acting on those feelings.
There's a blonde on the second pew. So you staying busy these days?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been
you had to
picking
go
up.
through the whole COVID thing about the time you started, didn't you?
Yeah. So my first gig was during COVID.
Really?
That's when I started. Yeah, October 2020.
October? Okay.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of it. But
Yeah.
I've been getting really lucky and meeting good people through open mics, and it seems like the more you put yourself out there, the more opportunities come your way. And knock on wood, but
Yeah,
so far so good. I guess.
Seems like you're busy.
Yeah, and I'm not, where I want to be.
A lot of stuff out there, a lot of flyers and videos, segments of places that you're playing and everything.
Yeah, staying busy. Kind of starting to, I don't know, like I'm playing more consistently than I was. I'm still not where I want to be, but I know that I'm playing every week, no matter what, which is good. So getting there, and then I'm recording a live album in September, which I'm excited about.
Where's it going to be?
It'll be at Blue Jay.
Blue Jay?
Cool.
Yeah, so September 29th.
Well,
Which
tell.
I can't wait.
Wonder what I got going on there.
Tell.
On my phone.
What's her name?
Kara.
Kara.
Yeah.
Tell Kara that we said hello, and tell
Absolutely.
Kara's mama that I said hi.
Okay. I
I
will.
met her one night down there.
Yeah, they're super nice. They've been incredible to get to know. I've gotten to play there a couple times now, and we were talking a little bit earlier about what venues we like, but I think that's,
Yeah,
I'm
got it
excited
going on.
to be
Prime.
recording my
Yeah.
first album there for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good place to do it.
Yeah,
It's a good room.
Are
Yeah.
you originally from Jacksonville?
I am. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you was born right in there.
I was. I lived I lived there pretty much my whole life. I lived in Macon, Georgia for 3 years, but other than that, I've been in Jacksonville. So,
All right.
Cool.
yeah.
So you see, to be 31, you would have been born in 92, I guess.
Yeah, 91.
91.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Got a birthday next month.
All right.
So I'm 32, I guess, in a couple weeks. I'll hold on to 31 as long as I can.
Hey, you better, because one day you wake up and you're 70.
That's what I hear.
Connor was born in 90?
93.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's your son, Connor?
His son, my drummer.
Gotcha.
He drums with the Pine Box Dwellers.
Okay, cool.
Back in the 70s, the mid 70s, I did a stint with the band 3 years. It was about 75 through 78, but we played Jacksonville a lot. And I'm sure those clubs ain't around anymore. There's actually wasn't but one club that we played there. The other gig that we had that was that amounted to something was we played the last year of the GJO at Deerwood.
Okay.
And the very next year they moved to what was called the Swingers Tent. And
What?
Swingers Golf. But
The times they have changed.
it was a big affair, professional golf tournament, and we were the entertainment at the end of the night. They had a mile-long bar in that Swingers Tent. It was a huge circus tent kind of thing, and had a bar all down one side and tables spread around, threw a portable dance floor down, makeshift stage, and went with it.
Sounds pretty fun.
But the very next year was the first year they moved it to TPC, which is, I think, where they still have it to this day at Sawgrass.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen some music there.
Yeah.
It's been a while, though.
We played it for
That place.
played the GJO and the TPC,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. That just two years. But the club we played down there was on North Lim Turner, and it was a former grocery store turned into a liquor store nightclub. You had the liquor store, you'd go in the front. You'd go through the next set of doors, and you'd be in this big old nightclub.
That's cool.
And
Is the building still there? Do you know?
I don't know. I'm sort of turned around down there anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go to the airport the back way, you come right to Lim Turner.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I've ventured any further than 295. I just usually get on 295 at that point and go to where I'm going.
Gotcha.
But back then it was a lot looser, that was pre-295, I'm sure.
Mm.
It was there was a river right on the north side of it, and you had middle class whites and lower class blacks. No, you had lower class whites and middle class blacks. That was the demographic for right there. So we had a good mixture of folks in that nightclub. But I remember the first time rolling up there, it had blood on the sidewalk out front. And Sonny's Lake Forest Lounge was the name of it.
Sonny's Lake.
It had
Okay.
a good ring to it, like happy. But we used to call it a club for ugly people. Because there was some ugly people going in there,
That's the one where you don't want to picture him naked.
That's right. Yeah, it's good. It's good old memories though. Jacksonville was always in my sights, as you know, when you get old enough to drive. At least for me, I was driving to Jacksonville. Concerts at the old Coliseum.
Yeah.
When I first started playing music, I would go down to Paulus's. I don't know if you remember the name of that store, but it's a Paulus music store in downtown Jacksonville. And then Marvin Kaye, the big discount music store out on Beach Boulevard. Of course, all of that's long gone. But music stores, going down there buying records, skipping school, going down there. And it was
Sounds
just
nice.
good.
School part.
It was a good old,
I can't
good
remember.
old town.
Yeah.
I used to go to the CD store in at 5 Points. I can't remember the name of it now.
Oh yeah, 5 Points. Yeah.
And because the mall had CDs here, but it was just like, middle of the road stuff. And you'd have to get anything cool, you'd have to go down out of town and get something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And because there wasn't, internet and all that and streaming and
Yeah.
whatnot. So like I would come back and like me and a friend of mine, like he was a little bit older, so he was always, you haven't heard this yet, whatever it was, Tool or whatever. And so I was.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sure
It was a little small spot, but they had some cool stuff in there. It was right across the street from the Edge. If that's probably not there anymore,
So 5 Points has changed so much,
Yeah.
and
it was a club. It was like a dance club. It
yeah,
was right across the street from there. There was the Wendy's right there on the corner.
That's San Marco, right? 5
5
Points?
5 Points. It's right across the river from San Marco.
San Marco.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they're both. But yeah, there used to be. I mean, there was like Turtles, and then I remember Blockbuster Music, but that's over like
I don't
between
think it was a
Avondale
chain.
and-
I think it was like
and Lakeshore. I don't remember. There was a place called Caribbean Connection where we would go get like Ticketmaster tickets. But as far as CD stores,
This was
I'm
like-
sure my brother would remember, but it might not have been around when I was.
just
coming
like
up.
the head shop of CD stores or something.
Yeah.
What high school did you go to down there?
I went to Episcopal.
Fairly close to age as Derek Trucks, aren't you? Maybe a little younger.
Let's see. I'm 31. I honestly don't know how old Derek Trucks is. I'd imagine he's older, but not by a lot.
Yeah,
I
think he's
was
older.
me
38,
and
39.
before my wife and I married, we used to go Christmas shopping, or we'd go to Jacksonville on a weekend. We both worked at the post office, the graveyard shift. So if we got a long weekend together, we'd get off work at about 11:30 and haul ass to Jacksonville, And we were in, I believe it was, what was it, Jack Rabbits or Apple Jacks? What was the name of that club? In
Jack Rabbits.
Jack Rabbits.
It's still
we were
there.
in Jack Rabbits
Yeah.
one day. We got in there about 2 PM and just started drinking at the bar, and there was a little game machine, like a little CRT screen on the corner there, and we played some games and just was lost in love, We was talking to each other, and all of a sudden time just flew by, and we looked up and the place was filled with people, and there was a band getting on stage, and what time is it? And they played one song, and then the front door opened up, and this about 12-year-old kid, this would have been about 91.
He's 43.
Oh, that's right. You were born in 91. That's right. Okay. He's well older than you are.
He's
Then.
43.
And he walked in, this kid walked in, a little blonde-headed guy with shorts on, carrying a skateboard. He walked across, I followed him, like, what is this? And he walked across the dance floor, stepped up on the stage, leaned the skateboard up, and strapped on a Les Paul. And proceeded to play.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
I've been lucky to see him several times live,
Yeah.
whether it's in Jacksonville or at Wani or
I've seen him
wherever.
over there.
And he's always a joy to watch. That's for sure.
Mhm.
Susan Tedeschi as well. She's
Yeah.
got an incredible voice.
They put on the show for
Yeah.
sure.
And yeah.
What got you into wanting to play, listening to like inspirations?
Yeah. So around like mid-20s, I got into older folk music, like Townes and Bob Dylan. I started listening to a lot of that kind of stuff. Some Woody Guthrie and some older country like Guy Clark and Blaze Foley and some John Prine stuff. So I just sort of got more into the acoustic guitar and finger picking and focusing on the lyrics and that sort of thing. So just sort of went from there. I mean, growing up, I listened to soul music, and in high school, it was kind of all over the place. But yeah, in my mid-20s, I started getting into like singer-songwriter in like the country folk
That's
realm,
about
I
the time I
guess.
started finding that stuff too.
Yeah. And I mean, I knew who Bob Dylan was
Yeah.
prior, but I didn't like
Yeah, I didn't
deep
latch
dive.
on.
You hadn't
Yeah.
studied him.
Right, same with Townes. Like I knew who he was, but I'd say I was probably 24 or so when I started like listening to songs over and over and just being blown away, touched by them, you know. But, what about y'all? Like, what was your
That's
first?
like he
first
says, the
influence, I
stories are
guess.
usually the same. That's pretty much the same time. Like when I started getting into music, it was just like MTV came out, and it was just a bunch of bull crap on there now looking back. But you know, I was like, oh, that was
was
cool.
novel.
It was just
It was
it was
novel.
something new to my brain, and I think my first favorite band was Poison.
Yeah,
But yeah. But
listen to some Poison back in the day.
you did?
Yeah, it's been a while, but
I figured that you were too young to.
yeah, my brother and
caught up
sister are
in that
both
web.
older, so I wouldn't call it my like favorite band, but I remember singing some.
Well, they were
Poison
just
back-
everywhere. You couldn't get away from it. It was
Yeah.
like, so at that age, I was just anything that was shoved down my throat. I was like, yeah, this is good, you know.
Mhm.
Well, you're usually very impressionable at that age too.
Yeah, it's
That's
funny.
what's amazing, that you in your 20s, you've kind of grown out of some of that, but still you had so much to be surrounded by, and you went folk music. That's pretty smart.
Well, I don't think it was intentional. I don't know what it was that drew me to it, to be honest with you. Part of it's I don't know, the lyrics hit you more
Mm-hmm.
in that style of songwriting. Like you're really paying attention to the
Your
words.
20s is when you come into being a thinking man and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So.
I'm still not doing enough thinking, but yeah, that's definitely part of it. It's like growing,
Yeah.
like trying to become a man.
You
I
start
guess,
paying attention to everything that's going
Yeah.
on in the song, and then this is cool.
for sure.
We probably know a lot of the same folks. Rub shoulders with a few people, you know, putting on these music festivals. I get bands up this way. You ever heard of a band, Chroma, from Jacksonville? How
I don't
about
think so.
a reggae band, Chillicothe One was the name of them. Jacksonville's a pretty big town, you know.
Yeah,
It's spread out.
and it's funny. Like
Spore?
I have heard of
SPORE.
Spore, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like embarrassed a lot of times when people ask me, but just being kind of new to it,
Mhm.
I've been sort of doing my own. I play a lot of bars and restaurants, doing cover gigs and stuff like that. So there's probably about 100 bands that I wish I had heard of that I have not heard of. You know what I mean?
This guy was probably already gone by the time you started, but his name was Brad Loretti. And he did kind of like an internship down there or something.
Underbelly.
Underbelly, and they put him up in an apartment, and it was the Florida Jacksonville Music Association or something like that was paying him a kind of a commission or something to I can't remember the exact. He was the one that came up with the idea for us to have a songwriting contest associated with the Graham Parsons guitar pool, and we did that for about 3 years in a row. And we had the finalists at Underbelly one year with Ian Dunlop as the judge. He was the original bass player for one of Graham's early bands, Graham Parsons' early bands. You familiar with Graham?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, you'd had to be, with getting into that folk music, because he's on the borders of folk, country, and rock and roll.
He's sort of like the bridge of the gap, almost.
Kind of like
in a lot of ways.
Kind of like that. He just
or like one of the connection pieces between a lot of different artists.
Right. Anyhow, Brad, something about Stetson Kennedy. You familiar with that name? Stetson Kennedy.
I don't believe so.
Look it up. Stetson Kennedy and Woody Guthrie were close friends.
Okay. Stetson
Kennedy owned a bunch of real estate down there. It was on kind of like a nature preserve or something like that. And
In Jacksonville?
right outside of Jacksonville. And Woody Guthrie used to go down there to write and or rehab or something. I don't remember what it was. Just to get out of the just get away. And became good friends with him. This was back in Woody Guthrie's time, Anyhow, they've got a Stetson Kennedy Foundation. They've got, and I think that might have been what Brad Loretti was a recipient of, was something to do with that Stetson Kennedy Foundation. He's, ecological music, it's kind of like hits on several artistic points, and he was a recipient of that. That's how we got to know each other.
Okay.
Was through he contacted me wanting to perform at the Graham Parsons guitar pool one year. We kind of got to know each other through that. But you ever been on that show down there? I've caught it on back when I had cable TV on the Jacksonville station. It was Jacksonville. It's just a music program where they'd have like 4 different bands on there, and they'd, it's about a 30-minute episode, and they'd be playing in some theater on a stage, and they'd.
No, I haven't.
You hadn't been on that?
I'm not familiar with the program, but no, I definitely haven't. I wish I was. That sounds pretty cool, but
it's been a while. It's been a while since I've had cable. So.
You ever been to the Jacksonville Zoo?
I have.
I feel like this is the Jacksonville 100 question.
Well, Jacksonville's so near and dear to me. We used to have a weatherman on JXT. We only had one station in Waycross growing up, and it was Channel 4, and so.
They have a show called River City Live that it's like a morning news program kind of deal, but local spotlights, and then they usually do like one musical act per episode or per week. So I've gone on there, but it's you play one song. It's not 4 bands doing the full thing. But it was great. They're super nice there.
Was that WJXT?
Yes, sir.
It was. Yeah, that was one TV stations. That's all we got on our black and white TV, and it was funny. Me and all my relatives, my grandma and everything, she'd be on a first name basis with the weatherman. It's just like you trusted them that much. It was the only incoming source of anything out there besides the local newspaper that you had. So it was
Right.
George Winterling was his name back in the day.
Okay.
And it'd be like, y'all want to go fishing today? Y'all want to go out to the lake? Well, what did George say about the weather? So,
Right.
How was the stage fright when you did that?
Pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time.
I always hate playing for less people. There were probably like less people standing around.
Yeah.
And stuff.
But it was almost, yeah, I'd rather be at
seat.
a house show or a seated audience than
Yeah.
it's like the next like segment is like waiting off camera and like just
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at you. You never met them before. They're
Yeah.
definitely not there to see you.
right?
You know, so yeah, and I've never been on TV or on
Hurry up,
camera
we got the
really
poodles
like
up
that.
next.
Right. So
Dancing
it was
poodles.
intense, but the people there were so nice. So hopefully I get to go back sometime this year. I'm putting out
Awesome.
a couple singles between now and the recording of the live album in September. So I'm going to try to go back for one of those singles to perform it.
So are these singles going to be a full album, or are you just releasing a few singles? At
just
a time?
releasing them and
Yeah.
then
Doing the live thing?
Yeah, I got 2 more singles and then the live album, and then just kind of go from there. I'll probably do a full length after that.
And you've got a full length on Spotify, right? Or is it? Or,
So I got 5 songs. So I guess
5
it's
songs.
categorized as an EP just because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not, long enough.
I listened to so many on there, I couldn't remember what was on what.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, so I'd put out an EP like October of 21, and then I've done 2 singles,
Okay.
fairly recently, and then I got 2 more coming.
Okay.
So
Cool. Yeah.
it'll be 9 songs out total, and then the live album
I'll just
should
kind
be.
of put you on there and let it rotate, so I don't know what's on
Yeah.
what. When I'm listening. To
And
it.
did
Well,
you say
appreciate
where
you
your
listening.
live album was going to be recorded?
Yes, sir. I'm doing it at Blue Jay on the 29th.
That's right, Blue
September
Jays.
29. Yes, sir.
And so it's going to be one venue,
Yes,
not
sir.
a collection of different places.
Right. So
How are you going to accomplish that? I mean, is somebody coming in, or do they offer?
Yeah, so I did I've become friends with him. I got a musician I know in Jacksonville. He does that live audio production, and he does some video production. He's got a podcast as well.
What's his name?
Anton LaPlume. It's called Bottom of the Bill is the podcast that they do, but
Okay.
he'll be him and Chris and Jack Mock, I believe, will be doing the sound, and
Awesome.
yeah, I'm excited. And I still need to
When did you
talk
say
to all
that's
these
gonna be?
people because it's like 6 months away, so I haven't ironed out every little detail. But I just
Have you got a definite date?
I've
yet?
got the date. Yes,
What
sir.
What is that? gonna be?
September 29th.
September 29th.
Yes, sir. I'm really excited. So
Is that going to be on a weekend?
it's a Friday
Friday.
night. Mm-hmm. But
Look at my calendar.
Yeah, I was fixing to say.
If it's a Friday,
Ordinarily,
Yeah, I'd
we're
love-
booked.
love for
but
you to be
it'd
there.
It'd be fun to go to something like
I'm
that.
booked in
yeah.
St. Simon's. But
Yeah. Do you ever play beyond Jacksonville, or Jacksonville is enough to support a man?
it's
Really?
been great.
Yeah.
I love it. It's home. I got a lot of friends there. All my
Mhm.
family's there, or most of my family's there. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my family, all my friends. But the goal is to start playing. Eventually, I want to travel full time. Eventually, it's kind of my goal. It's hard to get there, but I've only really played in St. Augustine and Gainesville.
Okay.
Haven't really done much road tripping, but it's on
You
the
should
agenda.
let us put you in touch with a few people up around the Golden Isles.
That'd be great.
That's
You'd
just
probably
that.
go over at Boondocks
yeah.
real good.
Okay.
That's they're new as far as their live music goes. They've been typically a karaoke bar for a long, long time, and maybe having a live band in on New Year's or something. But now they're throwing a lot of time into live music with specifically out of town artists is what
Okay.
they're going for. They're shying away from the local, since they have the opportunity to book local. There's a slew of musicians over there,
Right.
But, you know,
There's a lot of places to play too.
and they're being seen. All those locals are being seen on a regular basis at all those other places. That's the way she's thinking. She's thinking, I want to
somebody
get some out of town bands.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting
Something different.
idea, and I'd absolutely love to play over there. That's kind of, it's like that area, Savannah, Brunswick, and then also like St. Augustine, Daytona, and Gainesville, just kind of
Up and down the coast.
starting to get a little bit of road tripping going.
Dave
That's the goal.
Dave and I, or Pine Box Dwellers and Dave, we've been doing this thing, Uncle Dave's Waycross Stagecoach, which usually is a bigger bill of a bunch of artists. And
I saw that on
3 or
online.
4 artists.
It looked really cool.
everybody will do like a 30-minute set, and then we all come together at the end kind of thing and do a tribute usually. But just me and Connor and Dave are going
road tripping.
in April. We're going Pioneer Town, California. We're playing out there, and
Oh, wow.
staying at Joshua Tree and roommate where Graham died, and
Wow.
we're playing 2 nights in Vegas at different spots, and just going.
Doing this.
We didn't get as many booked as we wanted, but we're just going to go do it and see it.
No, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Play
what
on the
my
street or
plan
whatever
is.
we.
Yeah, as soon as I'm able to get a van, like, or you know, if I can sleep in the vehicle, I can't sleep in my vehicle right now.
Right.
But I mean, I suppose I could, but you know, comfortably, or
We're
semi comfortably.
We're going to be going out there in hatchbacks and probably sleeping in them too. So
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
When that's in April, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's April starts on Saturday.
well, we're leaving April 10th.
Okay, not too far
We'll
though.
come back May 1st, I guess.
Yeah,
May
so for
1st.
all you people watching and listening, April 10th was a long time back. That time this
Yeah, these are-
episode is shown.
Yeah, we record them ahead of time.
But
Good.
we sure did have a good time. Missed you. No, we're going to commemorate a lot of it with cell phones, maybe some YouTube lives, and take a lot of home movies while we're out there.
Are y'all driving together in one vehicle, or you
One vehicle.
carpooling?
Our 2 vehicles.
Well, huh?
We're going to 2 vehicles.
Uh,
Are we going to 1 vehicle?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, save gas.
Really?
Yeah, me and Lynn's gonna be in the back seat.
Really?
Yes.
How the hell are we going to put everything in there?
Well, that's why I
Surprise! I thought y'all were driving too.
They have a band
That
meeting.
was the original plan.
Well,
When,
Yeah.
when
I didn't know
Andy
that it had
dropped out, when
changed.
Andy dropped out, I said,
you squeezed it on.
"Money saver,
And I said, how are we going to do that?
Econo."
But y'all have hula hoops.
Connor's the biggest.
His
car.
wife makes and uses hula hoops. And they're as big as for me to Justin.
That doesn't sound like a
I don't think that's going to go in.
a
we're
space
gonna do
saver.
a practice pack. If the
Oh,
practice
no.
pack don't work,
See, I thought y'all were driving separate.
well, if the practice
I even said
pack,
that this morning.
if the
I said, I'm
practice-
glad you're driving separate, Dave. Well, you just got in your car and left.
Yeah.
You-
Well,
Yeah.
if the practice
See, I've
pack
been on road
job
trips
don't
with
work,
Griffins before.
Well,
then we'll take 2 vehicles.
you just leave first. I mean, problem solved.
Yeah.
Say, Dave,
I
I'll
just
see you.
I've already left.
Yeah, I'll see you in Texas.
We'll be bringing the hula hoops.
Them Griffins are a
we're,
handful.
we're right behind you. No, and plus the fact that if Donald goes, he's got an RV.
What does that got to do with
We can stick
us being
hula
in one
hoops in
car?
we can stick hula hoops
He's
in the
not going
RV.
to follow us around.
Do y'all have stops planned along the way, like between here and California? Or are you kind of
We got a few.
yeah?
Yeah.
You playing shows on the way out there? Or are you doing shows
Well,
on
that
the
was
way
the
back?
plan, but
Yeah,
we really got a whole week
It's-
to kind of kill getting out
it's-
there because we didn't have anything.
It was tough doing because, you know,
Reaching
we
out
don't
that
have
far.
an agent. We don't have any kind of
They don't know who we are.
formalities, you know. We just shot these emails out and around, and I was surprised to get any response.
right. That's the
And we did get some response,
part, I
and a friend of Sean's helped us get the couple of gigs in Las Vegas, and
Well, that was somebody I
yeah,
met online.
that's cool.
it's hard.
Yeah,
It is hard.
But I figure if we can go out there one time and shake some hands and talk to some people, we can do it next year easier.
Yeah, I think the more you go, that's what I have some friends that are a little more experienced, at least in the Southeast, of like driving around and getting gigs. And it's like the more you do it, the more people you meet, the easier it gets. Once you have a contact at a venue, you've got a contact at that venue. So it just takes time, I guess.
Right.
But,
We've been doing that around the South a lot. We'll go down to like Sebastian, Florida. We just got back from there, like St. Patrick's Day. Played a brewery down there and a
nice
brewery fest. And we'll go to North Carolina, South Carolina sometimes. It's been probably a few years since we've been up there, but
yeah.
we like to stretch out.
Y'all played in Vegas before? You said you're playing in
I've
Vegas?
never been to Vegas before.
Never been further west than Texas.
Okay.
Hadn't either.
So this is going to be an eye opener.
Where are you playing out there? Like what kind of
Well, actually,
space?
we did go to Hawaii last year, me and my wife, but we flew.
Yeah.
You know, so I was looking down at the desert and the mountain ranges. This is going to be a first-hand experience.
Double Down Saloon, which I think is like a punk bar.
Yeah, and
Cool.
then the Hunt Ridge Tavern.
And the Hunt Ridge Tavern.
Very cool.
And the day before that, we're playing at Red Dog Saloon in Pioneer Town, California.
So we're playing 2 saloons and a tavern.
You said you wanted to go out west.
2 saloons, a tavern,
Bring your hat.
and a bar. All in all, we'll be playing 2 saloons, a tavern, a recording studio, and a bar.
Recording studio.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be debuting their CD release while in Athens. That's where they recorded up in Athens.
Athens, GA?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. It's one of my favorite towns.
Yeah. But we a friend
A
of
lot
ours
of bulldogs.
from
A
here,
lot of bulldogs.
friend of ours from here, Charlie Chastain, he's a teacher at this recording school. And he called us up. I thought he was still overseas. Like he's been over in like I think Germany and Russia and working studio stuff. And he said, "Hey man, I'm in Athens and I'm working at this school, and we got this is a new school and everything, but this amazing this place. They've got so much money in this stuff, but this is their first students." He's like, we've done all the classroom Pro Tools stuff we can do. We need hands on. We need these kids to be recording a band. Would y'all like to come up and I'll give you anything we record, you know,
that's
for
cool.
helping us out. And we're like, yeah, cool. So we had 2 days and we went up there and that turned into an album. Like, we ended the first day we recorded just me and Connor, and we were whipping out the song so quick and it was going so fast that he's like, "Hey, we got this whole other day and we got friends up there and they knew some people," and started making some calls and we got all the extra players to come in the next day, and it ended up being this album that we're coming out with.
That's awesome. Do y'all have a release date set? Or?
We're having a CD release party this Thursday in St. Simon's.
Nice.
And then April 1st, it hits streaming. And then we're going on our coast-to-coast trip. And when we get to Athens, we'll have another CD release party or an album release party at
Nice.
Tweed Recording,
Cool.
where we recorded it. I just found out about that. They just asked us to do that. That was cool.
That's awesome.
Because they got this concert room there called the Lewis Room. Because it's kind of like it's a big building that runs from one block to the other block. And they have two big studios in there and then 2 smaller mix rooms. And the Lewis Room, which is like a little concert hall, which they also teach live production stuff in there. And so I think when we play, that'll be students running the sound, but they say it's the second best sounding room in Athens. So
That's amazing. That sounds really cool.
I guess the best one is Georgia Theater, probably.
I want to check that out. Athens is amazing. My dad went there. My brother went there.
The school?
Yeah. And I've been up there a bunch
Yeah, Connor went up there
to visit. It's a fun town.
Oh yeah,
A lot of good music too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun bar crawl town.
Yeah.
See a band here, have a beer, go to the
There's
next.
too many.
Yeah,
Right.
just keep on going.
That'll be our last gig of the road trip. We'll be at the Nowhere Bar.
That's where my brother worked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was a bouncer and a bartender there.
So he
for a
knows
while.
George, probably.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't know him, but I'm sure he does.
George Massey
Yeah.
is the
Okay.
owner. Now, it was based on some
Sky.
Sky.
I've met Sky before.
Did you?
It's been,
Okay.
it's
He
been a
was
long
like
time,
the
but
heart-
when I went
the
up there
heart
to
and
visit.
soul of that
Yeah,
place.
he passed away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been going up there for decades now. And,
It's a cool spot.
mm-hmm.
I saw I don't even remember the name, but there was one time I was up there visiting my brother. We saw some blues band, and they just.
CJ? Was it?
I won't remember
was
the
his
name.
name CJ?
Big guy.
Connor used to
Yeah.
play with.
Big black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
C-
And he
C?
absolutely brought the house down.
Connor played drums with them a
yeah,
lot.
they had
okay.
a blues night
but they got
every Monday
rotating players too.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
it was insane.
Big C.
night. Big C in the moonshine.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad I
Yeah.
asked. Because I've always been like,
You've had him.
it was a
You've
heck
had
of a
them down
night.
here,
Mm-hmm.
or did they just come visit?
No, they played at the festival one year.
It's funny. Small world.
Mm-hmm. What years was your brother working there? You
You
remember?
know, let's see. He graduated high school in 04.
04.
So he was probably like around somewhere from the. I honestly don't
half,
remember what
if
years
you-
of school, but I'd say
Right.
in between 2006, 2010, somewhere in there.
That was kind of about the first time we wound up. I wound up there. Was right along there.
Yeah.
Around the same time we did Hummingbird.
Macon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been there a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Plays
Yeah.
at school too.
Mm-hmm.
I never played there. I just went there.
You
So
said
as
you
a patron
lived
there
in
for 3
Macon
years?
3 years. Was that older or younger?
See, I was 22
Okay, so you
when I moved there, so
Okay.
22 to 25.
all right.
Old enough
So
to
that would have-
go out and see some stuff.
Yeah,
would've
there was a
been
lot of
about the time we were playing there.
they had Bourbon Bar and Hummingbird and Barefoot Tavern and
Yeah.
yeah, like Cherry Street and all that.
Yeah.
Macon's cool. I like their downtown.
Yeah.
We used to play Hummingbird a lot back in the day.
Around 05, 06, 07.
Yeah,
We were there quite a bit.
I want to go see the new Capricorn up there.
We seen that.
You seen it?
Mhm.
We
What'd
went
you think?
to a show. What's his name?
Vincent Neil Emerson. We saw.
Vincent Neil Emerson.
Oh, really?
He was in the small room. We hadn't seen the big. Apparently, there's a bigger room.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
good.
I got to meet him when he played at
Yeah,
Ponte
we
Music
got to meet
Concert
him
Hall, and
too.
I was like
Mhm.
freaking out.
Yeah, he was talking with us and hanging out.
He
with
was so humble, such a nice
Yeah.
guy.
Mhm.
I was like, man, he put on an amazing show. So
Yeah.
did Charlie Crockett.
Cool.
But yeah,
Hey, Charlie.
it was a good one.
Well, y'all want to take a little break? Come back and play some music?
Sure, that sounds
Have you
good.
play
Heck
some
yeah.
music? We'll be right back, folks, with our guest, Rambler Kane.
Something in my brain won't let me stray. Something in my veins gonna find its way. Something in the water taught me how to pray. When that cold black water finds its way into your veins, you'll never be the same.
We're back from break, and we're gonna have Pat play us some songs.
That's Rambler, man.
That's Rambler, Rambling
That's
Pat.
Rambler, man.
Call me Pat. Please.
Does anybody call you Rambler
Some people do.
at shows that
like-
don't know?
Yeah, people I haven't really met yet. They will be like, "Oh, hey, Rambler, nice to meet you." But almost all my friends call me Pat. Thank God.
So what's this first song you got?
This first one's called "Fool's Gold." We were talking about songwriting. This is one of the first ones I've written where, like, the lyrics came first before the guitar or melodies.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called "Fool's Gold."
Wish I could sweep you off your feet, yeah, but knights in shining armor tell the truth. I'm just a beggar in the village and a liar with a life that shows the proof. I don't like to drink and a good man never told a lie. But there's horns upon my saddles and I'm guessing that my breath still smells right. So let me down slow, oh honey, I know. Yeah, there's nothing in this world can stay. If we're lucky, we'll turn old and gray. Always knew that I'd die young anyway. Oh, and pity those behind who have to stay. As if this world's ever really shining gold. Yeah, if this world's ever really shining gold, it's fool's gold anyway. Wish I could sweep you off your feet, yeah, but knights in shining armor tell the truth. But I'm just a beggar in the village and a liar with a life that shows the proof. I don't like to drink and a good man never told a lie. But there's horns upon my shadows and I'm guessing that my breath still smells right. So let me down slow, oh honey, I know. Yeah, there's nothing in this world can stay. If we're lucky, we'll turn old and gray. Always knew that I'd die young anyway. Oh, and pity those mine who have to stay. As if this world's ever really shining gold. Yeah, if this world's ever really shining gold, it's fool's gold anyway.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. There you go.
Mighty good.
Thanks for that.
So this is Martin guitar that you're playing.
Yes, sir.
You ordered it special from the Martin.
Yeah. So there was 0% financing at Guitar Center, but they could still order from factory. So that's what I did.
I know a girl that works up there at the Martin factory. In fact, when we was talking about maybe doing a East Coast run, she said, I'd probably get y'all a gig at the Martin factory. That'd be fun to do the stagecoach up that way.
Yeah, sure.
What gauge strings do you use?
The 12 53s.
Mediums?
Yes, sir. Well, I guess it's light gauge. Now.
Light
lights.
It's
light
not
gauge.
the custom light, but it's the regular light gauge.
Gotcha.
1253.
Sounds great, man.
Thank you so much.
So you wrote the song lyrics first. Was there a reason that you didn't have it? I mean, like we said before,
it was kind of like it was
you didn't have the guitar there, or
sort of a dark drunk night, and I had a legal pad and a pen,
but no guitar. And
no guitar. Well, I mean, I had a guitar,
but you were just
in the
writing
apartment,
the song,
but I just started writing.
Was it anywhere in your head that the end result was that kind of like how
No.
you're writing? It's just poetry.
Yeah, like I didn't
Basically.
have.
so you didn't have the melody.
I didn't have a melody.
Oh
yeah.
wow.
At least you got a tempo. Kinda,
Yeah, I used
like
like
a
it was almost like a up and down of rhythm to the words type deal.
Yeah.
More than a melody, but
Yeah.
eventually I found a guitar part that fit for it, or it felt like it fit for it.
Oh yeah,
So,
Definitely
that was
does.
great.
well, thanks. I appreciate it.
You got some more?
Yeah. Trying to remember where I put my capo now. There it is. So yeah, this next one I figured I'd play. I've been thinking about Townes Van Zandt a lot lately, and we were talking about him earlier. So this song's called Troubadour, and like I said earlier, a close friend of mine gave me a Townes book yesterday, and he's kind of my hero, and he had a quote that inspired this song. It was along the lines of, a funny thing as a songwriter, you know, you can write a song and 2 or 3 years later it comes true, which I'm sure y'all can relate. And it is a funny thing. He said it keeps you on your toes. And I decided to try to write a song with that in mind. Like, can I make something come true?
Right.
Okay.
So I wrote this song. It's kind of about my dream, which we've talked a little bit about, you know, driving around the country and playing anywhere that they'll have me, sort of deal. That's all I want to do is play live. So it's called Troubadour. Yeah.
All right.
I know I'll never headline, never play the big stage. All I want is white lines, them country roads and highways. Just get me to the next town, sing on in the bar light. Guitar lays my heart down, I'm leaving in the moonlight. I know I ain't a looker, got a face for radio, and no money and no booker. I still just wanna go, yeah, get me to the next town, sing on in the bar light. Guitar lays my heart down, I'm leaving in the moonlight. I I've always been a dreamer, I ain't asleep no more. My music's my redeemer, I'm a traveling troubadour. Yeah, just running to the next town, sing on in the bar light. Guitar lays my heart down, I'm leaving in the moonlight. I don't want no more than a troubadour.
Yeah.
Thanks, yeah.
When did you write that? You said 2 years ago.
About 2 years, so
Well,
maybe got
the
a year left.
prophecy is
A year
coming
left to
true.
make it come true, I guess.
Okay, no, it's coming true, long by long.
Thank you.
You know, you was talking during the break about plotting out the last half of August for some out of town
Hoping. Yeah.
bookings, yes.
Hoping for it.
And I think we're gonna make it happen. Where you gonna be on a gig with us
That sounds
during the
good.
Waycross Stagecoach?
Oh, I'd love to.
We
That'd be
shall
fun.
definitely make that happen. We want to do our part to make that song come true.
I'm very flattered. I'd be grateful.
Now we'd
Thank
love
you.
to have you too. Yeah.
Thanks for having me here. This has
It's
been awesome.
Excellent songwriting, good singing, good and finger picking. I used to do that a lot when I was just first starting to learn. There was a lot of guys that I was patterning after right along in there, you know, Neil Young and Dan Fogelberg and all that stuff was real fresh right when I was starting. So,
Right.
but if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. I swear to God, it's hard for me to finger pick now.
Yeah.
I'm just sloppy with it now. But back then, I had it down pretty good. Not as good as you do, but you ever do
very
anything in open tunings or alternate tunings? You
I
ever
do.
tried any of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of weird. I play in like open C sharp sometimes. I have another guitar that I use that for, but I haven't been doing it too much in shows because it's like, you know, swapping out guitars.
You have to,
especially if I only get 25 or 30 minutes.
Right.
I'm
That's
not
true.
gonna do that. But I've started to think about doing it this summer at my longer gigs. Like if I'm playing 3 hours, I might as well do maybe 25 or 30 minutes on that open tuning. But I haven't whipped it out yet. But I do have songs in that too.
It's interesting how that will just something that takes the place of your normal method of playing or sitting down, you know. If you just swap to a piano
Yeah.
or swap to a tenor guitar,
It changes what
it just
you would normally
changes.
do.
Your mind just goes into a whole nother place. And
Absolutely.
usually when I have done that in the past, some fresh idea will come rolling out, you know,
100%.
in a hurry, rather than when you pick up your same old, and you sit there and it's kind of like you beating your head trying to get something to come.
Even like if you broke a string and then you continue to sit there and practice and play and like play around that, like you'll come up with, I'll come up with different things or just, I don't know, like anything that's going to bring something different to it. It's not going to have you playing the same
Yeah, for
stuff
sure.
that you play every time you pick it up, kind of thing.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
Open
alternate
tuning.
tunings.
Yeah,
That's
open
another
tuning is
one.
real helpful for that.
Well, you got something else you'd like to
Sure.
throw at us? Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Trying to think. Let's see. I just kind of thought about one song, but I'll do another one, I guess.
Okay.
It's finger picking, but that's what I like to do.
Is it all your stuff finger picking?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I have some that I'm strumming through, but yeah, I never
You
use
never
a
play
pick.
with a pick.
Right.
That'll play hell on your cuticles.
Yeah.
I did some of
They're
that
all
over
beat
the
up.
weekend.
Not so cute now, are they?
Not so cute now.
So yeah, this one is called Good Old Day, and this one's about I don't know. I spend a lot of time, or have spent a lot of time, thinking about the past and the future, and you know, I can sort of rack my brain just thinking about worrying about things that have already happened, or worrying about things that might happen, or building out, you know, doomsday scenarios in my head for my own personal life, and so this song's about just focusing on the now. And the power of that, I guess. It's called Good Old Day.
I wrote a little song just in case I die tonight. I hope it finds you well, yeah, hope you feel alright. I've been thinking about my time, yeah, and how it all got spent. I've been searching for my mind, wondering where the hell it went. But if redemption is a drug, maybe music is my dose. Yeah, and God is hard to find, but some songs can get us close. No more fretting for the future, no more pondering the past. Your time is slipping by, yeah, she's moving mighty fast. Feet upon the ground, your mind in line somehow. Believe me when I say, only good old days now. Yeah, believe me when I say, the only good old days now. And forget about the nights I spent drinking in the bars. And forget about the whiskey that we sip beneath the stars. Forget those memories, yeah, you know they're gonna fade. I'll forget about the love, all the love I wish we made. No more fretting for the future, no more pondering the past. Your time is slipping by, yeah, she's moving mighty fast. Feet upon the ground, your mind in line somehow. Believe me when I say the only good old days now. Yeah, believe me when I say the only good old days now. Well, if lonesome is a verb, I'm lonesome with the best. Like a drunk out on the curb, all the losses in my chest. Yeah, and God, it's hard to find, but some songs can get us close. Guess redemption is a drug, maybe music is my dose. No more fretting for the future, no more pondering the past. Your time is slipping by, yeah, she's moving mighty fast. Feet up on the ground, your mind in line somehow. Believe me when I say the only good old days now. Believe me when I say the only good old days now.
That's good.
Thanks a lot, y'all. Thank you so much.
That was a whole lot of levels. That's a great song. It's a great message.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Past is past. Future, you never know what's going to come in the future. You can't guess it.
Amen.
That's some kind of a saying there. That's why they call the present a gift. Present.
Yeah.
Gift.
It's all we have, right?
As a songwriter, I picked up on a lot of things there, alliteration in fretting about the future and pondering the past.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thanks. Yeah, I like to mess around.
Really
some-
good. Really good. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Your picking, I bet you know who this is. It reminds me a lot of a troubadour who's no longer with us, but was from that area, Gamble Rogers.
So I'm playing at Gamble Rogers Fest
I think
April 16th.
probably would be. All right.
I'm excited.
Yes, he was, man.
Yeah,
He had that hard driving,
he was next level. He's
finger picking, flat picking. I think he got into the actual flat picking. He could do some of that really technical stuff and talk them stories over it at the same time. Yeah, it was blink, blink, he's all over the place just telling the story, you know.
That's the part that
What a talent he was, man.
yeah, I think that I definitely don't have that
I mean,
ability in between songs to like to tell stories. That's what
you'll
something I'm
get it.
trying to develop
You'll
as
get
I
it.
come
You'll
out
get
of my
it.
shell.
It takes age.
Yeah.
Takes age and
I haven't found it yet. Like,
So there's guys that can. I mean, you would listen. I'd listen to some guys for 4 hours. If, you know,
Just
if
talking.
they'd play that long. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, just to
Todd Snyder's a good storyteller.
Yeah.
Guy Clark.
John Brown.
John Brown, John Craigie. They're out there. It's just I don't have that skill set. Part of it's nerves. Part of it's lack of life experience. Part of it's never playing on the road yet.
Anytime I try to tell a story on stage, it just falls flat as hell, man.
But I hope to get there. I'm between now and September 29th. I'm doing everything I can to have an entertaining set at least at Blue Jay. But yeah,
Hearing in your voice like some Nathaniel Rateliff kind of stuff. You listen to him at all?
I do. That's very kind of you to say. But yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, soulful.
He's got incredible songs. Real deep thinker, like that guy.
He's good.
Deep emotional delivery too. He's awesome.
I was getting some of those vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I think he's from Denver. Is that right? Or Boulder?
I don't know enough about him,
But
I just know
Is
I
that
like
the
it every
Night
time I hear it.
Sweats?
yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to see him
He
live.
played at Blue Jay, and the whole band.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, I saw it, and I was like, "Hey, Kara!" Hey. She goes, "Sorry, like there's no way. it's sold out. Like there's, you know."
Yeah, I've wanted to see him for a while. 'Cause he's up there for me, like as far as the newer guys.
Yeah,
Or like,
he's got so
modern
much,
active
like your
touring
songs
guys.
too. He's got a lot of energy in his songs.
Yeah, really good vocals.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a song called "You Should Have Seen the Other Guy" that I'm absolutely obsessed with. it's to me, it's a genius song.
Yeah,
and his vocals are incredible.
I've heard it once. I think don't they have a video for it or something?
I honestly don't know. I just I listened to it.
I know
on
I've
repeat
heard that
on
song. I
Spotify.
can't remember it at the moment, but I've heard that song because I remembered it.
Is that kind
Cool.
coming? I'm sure there's a twist to it, but is it coming from the fact that you show up all beat up and somebody says something to you and you say, "Yo, you should see the other guy."
So it's kind of a play on that, but he's like at the beginning of the song, it's like, "If we get out of this fight,
Okay.
you're gonna have to wreck my head." It's genius.
Well, folks, we're going to do a little tale of the week for you right now, and this is one that I wrote here a while back. You ready on your end, JM? It starts off with a quote from Joy to the World. "I'm a high life flyer and a rainbow rider, a straight shooting son of a gun." Well, this episode's Tale of the Week, I will invoke the theory of 6 degrees of separation and attempt to link Elvis Presley with the 1980s movie Gremlins. Here we go. Check this out. In 1955, May Boren Axton, an English teacher at DuPont High School in Jacksonville, Florida, co-wrote Heartbreak Hotel, Elvis's first #1 hit on the Billboard pop charts. Mae Axton was the mother of singer-songwriter Hoyt Axton, who played the father that gave his son a pet mogwai for Christmas in the Gremlins.
Done.
Thank you.
End of tale.
Good night. Well, that didn't take too long. I figured they'd have a cure for premature substantiation by now. Well, Hoyt Wayne Axton was born in Duncan, Oklahoma on March 25th, 1938, the son of May and John Axton. His father, a naval officer, moved the family to Jacksonville in 1949. Hoyt studied classical piano as a child before switching to guitar, writing his first songs at the age of 15. He graduated from Robert E. Lee High School in 1956 and headed off with a football scholarship to Oklahoma State University for a brief stint before enlisting in the Navy, serving aboard the USS Princeton. Following his military discharge in 1961, he started singing folk songs in San Francisco nightclubs. In the early 60s, Axton released his first folk album, The Balladeer, which included this self-penned original, big hit song for the Kingston Trio called Greenback Dollar in 1963.
Some people say I'm a no-count, others say I'm no good, but I'm just a natural-born traveling man, doing what I think I should, oh yeah, doing what I think I should. And I don't give a damn about a greenback $1, spend it as fast as I can, for a wailing song and a good guitar, the only things that I understand, oh yeah, the only things that I understand.
Okay. That's you can tell that he's a folkie. He's got that. He had a little more grit in it, and I never did get on the folk train too hard because some of it sounded kind of hokey.
I didn't think he sounded like that. I don't remember him sounding like
He's
that.
got.
Yeah, that's where he started.
Oh, he's got some other stuff.
Oh yeah,
I listened to him on the way up here.
Did you?
That's what's so funny. Yeah.
That's cool.
He has a song called, or he had a version of the song called "Cocaine" on a live album that was really good that I heard on the way up. Came on my Discover Radio.
Due to a crooked music publisher, Hoyt made a mere $800 from that song. Said he, "I'd only been in the music business a year, so I didn't know anything. How could I sue when the whole point of the song was how I didn't give a damn about a greenback dollar?" He said the singer-songwriter had a...
Talking about painting yourself in a corner.
I tell you. The singer-songwriter had a pleasant and distinctive bass baritone vocal style that lent itself well to his homey, character-driven songs. But his lasting contribution to the world was as the man who wrote hit songs made famous by some of music's finest. In the late 60s, Steppenwolf recorded two of his songs, The Pusher and Snowblind Friend. The Pusher graced their 68 album, Steppenwolf, and was immortalized in the 1969 movie Easy Rider.
I did not know he wrote those.
The financial rewards were finally paying off. Hoyt recalls, "One Saturday morning I went to the mailbox and there was a check for $14,000 for the use of the song in Easy Rider. I had a real nice weekend, and then on Monday another 10 grand came in."
Wow. That
Had
movie
$24,000 in 2 days.
That movie couldn't have made that much money.
Oh, it did too. Easy Rider was probably the top one of the top movies of '69. Yeah, it was.
I mean, I know
huge hit.
I know it's a classic now, but I didn't think it was that big at the time.
This is Snowblind Friend from that Steppenwolf. That album, the Steppenwolf 7.
You say it was this morning when you last saw your good friend
I've heard that so many different covers.
lying on the pavement with the misery on his brain. Stone unsung devotion,
Got a
he
Chris
found
Christopherson
upon the wall
feel to it.
of some unholy bathroom in some ungodly hole. He only had $1 to live on till next Monday, but he spent it all on comfort for his mind. Did you say you think he's blind?
It's awesome.
He only had $1 because he got screwed up with that first dollar. So.
By the early 70s, Axton had signed on with Steppenwolf's management company, Dunhill, which also happened to be Three Dog Night's label. In '71, Three Dog Night released Hoyt's song Joy to the World. And we don't have to play that one. Everybody knows it.
I didn't know Hoyt wrote all these songs.
You didn't? Yeah. As a single, which proceeded to shoot to the top of the charts and was certified gold for selling 1 million units in less than 2 months. Later same year, Three Dog Night recorded and released another Axton original, Never Been to Spain, which was subsequently recorded by Elvis, Cher, Ike and Tina Turner, and Waylon Jennings. There's a line in Never Been to Spain that goes, "Well, I've never been to England, but I kind of like the Beatles." Turns out in 1974, one of the Beatles, Ringo, was in Los Angeles to record his Goodnight Vienna album. Axton dropped by the studio. Oh yeah, that's Never Been England. Everybody's pretty much heard this too, I'm sure.
Never gonna lose it. I can't refuse it. Well, I never been to England, but I kinda like the Beatles.
ridiculous.
Well, I ate it all on ski.
So in 1974, one of the Beatles was in Los Angeles to record his Goodnight Vienna album. Ringo Starr. Hoyt dropped by the studio with an acetate copy of his new song called No No Song, a humorous song about a man constantly being offered drugs and alcohol. He presented it to Ringo for inclusion on the record.
A lady that I know just came from Colombia. She smiled because I did not understand. Then she held out some marijuana. She said it was the best in all the land. And I said, no, 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 I don't smoke it no more. I'm tired of waking up on the floor. No, thank you, please, it only makes me sneeze. Then it makes it hard to find the door.
And you know, it almost didn't come to pass. The Beatles drummer flat out refused to cut it. He said, I'm not going to sing a song about falling all over the floor. In the final hours before the album was finished, as a testament to the brilliance of Ringo's producer, Richard Perry, had seen the potential of the song from the start. Perry managed to get the rhythm section to lay down the music and then convinced Ringo to record a vocal track. No No Song became a huge hit for Ringo and went to number 3 in the U.S. Axton himself was a big proponent of drug use, and following a stroke in 1995, he continued using marijuana to relieve his pain and stress. His mother, May Axton, suffered a heart attack and drowned in a hot tub at her Tennessee home in 1997. Hoyt also died of a heart attack in Victor, Montana on October 26, 1999 at the age of 61. On November 1st, 2007, he and his mother were inducted into the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame, the first mother and son to each have written a number 1 pop single in the rock era.
Wow.
How about that?
That's amazing.
That's an interesting story. Very talented songwriters. Old Hoyt Axton. And the fact that he was a movie star, too.
Yeah. I didn't know all that.
Yeah.
I didn't either, especially they'd never been to Spain. I didn't know he wrote that.
Seemed like there might have been one more that jumps out there that he wrote. I can't remember. I probably should have included it in that story, but anyhow, he was a troubadour. You're a troubadour. You are too, and I reckon I could be. Troubledoor is what I am.
You're double door.
But so y'all can catch Rambler Kane out there, mostly in and around Jacksonville in the next few months, but kind of start looking for him in your neck of the woods, up and around middle, South Georgia, and different places in Florida.
You got a website? You got social media?
Yeah. Rambler Kane. Oops, sorry.
Yes, Kane.
Rambler Kane, Kane with a K, Kane. So it's ramblerkane.com, and that's how you can find me on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. So
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, we urge you to check him out live. Check him out online as well. You'll see a lot more than what he just did here tonight, although that was excellent.
Thank y'all so much for having me. This has been a lot
Yes,
of fun.
sir. We
I enjoyed getting to
appreciate
know
you.
and, yeah,
Yes, sir.
You
And
should call
he'll
your
have
next
a
album Abel.
Abel.
Kane.
Cain and Abel.
You know, I had a list that included a few plays on the word, and that was one of them. Cain and Abel. Cain is Abel.
Raising Cain.
Raising Cain. There were a few different ones, but landed on Rambler Kane.
And for the girls, you could do Sugar Cane.
Abel Rambling.
And be sure to be watching out around September 29th for the release of his live album from the Blue Jay Listening Room in Jacksonville Beach, Florida.
So recording, yeah, that's
Recording,
yeah,
that's where it's going to
that's when
take
the
place.
show will be.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The show will be down
If you
there.
want to holler on his live album, you need to be there.
That's right.
That's right. That's the only way to
Get
get on
your
the record.
tickets now. And,
You got a bunch of those are shows.
who is
huh?
Robbie Dammit?
That's a good buddy of mine. He's
Yeah.
we play together a good bit in Jacksonville, and we're
Yeah.
doing our first show together in St. Augustine,
Nice.
April 14th.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll. Is this on the actual recording, Justin? Yeah. This okay.
Yeah, so on my website, I try to update that at least every week if I can, where I'll be playing. So that and Instagram are probably the best, or Facebook as well. I post to both at the same time. So either one, whichever one you prefer to
Yeah, I do the
use.
same time. Like,
Yeah.
hit it and hit it.
I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not gonna manage both pages. But yeah, the website or social media, whatever you prefer.
Well, you keep up the good work out there. We heard nothing but good out of you, and I'm sure
thank
that's going to continue to be the case. We'd love to have you back again too.
Thank you.
Maybe
so much.
after your live recording, we could have you back on
That would be
on
awesome.
here and
Yeah, I'd love to.
talk about that and listen to
I
some
want to get
tracks
some more
on
of
that.
this the home cooking that we got here from Justin.
Justin's own cooking.
Yeah, that was awesome. But thank y'all so much. This has been a blast.
Absolutely. We appreciate y'all watching as well. It's been a beautiful spring night here in Waycross, Georgia, and we hope that y'all have had a good night wherever you're watching and listening from. Be sure and like and subscribe and send us messages, somethinginthewaterpodcast@gmail.com. Check out our website, somethinginthewaterpodcast.com, and you can pick up on the past episodes there, and you can order merch and stuff. And we also have a Patreon account over at patreon.com called Something in the Water, the Deep End. It's only Abraham Lincoln a month. A $5 a month charge, and we get a little down and dirty on there.
It's the deep end.
Yeah, it's the deep end. We say things that we ought not to. They're funny for the most part. You see how much we're laughing right there. we have a pants wetting good time on there. Yeah. But we thank you. First and foremost, we thank you for watching. We thank you for listening. And we'll see y'all the next time.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank y'all. This is fun.
When the cold black water finds its way across through your veins, it just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate.